So let's get started. We're in a new age of aging. And when I was asked to do a talk with this group, I said yes, immediately. And I said, and the topic I have to talk about is the aging of the human body, but the aging of the human brain needs to play catch-up. And that's because no one in this room was supposed to live as long as you probably are going to be living. You know, the average age is being extended. 47 was the average age at the turn of the last century, and now it's up into the 70s, 80s, and who knows where it'll go. Well, if your body outlives your brain by 10 to 20 years, because we know so much about heart, cholesterol, your body is going to be, well, who's going to take care of people, especially the baby boomers, when their bodies outlive their brains in great numbers? So do we take a pill? Not yet, we don't. If it gets here, we'll take it. But what we do know, it's a do-it-yourself battle. But let's talk about longevity. If you're in a race, which you all are, a race to a finish line, and the finish line was supposed to be 80 years, or 100 years ago, 47 years, and in the middle of the race, they said, I'm sorry, but we got so much medical things going on that your body is going to now live farther than expected. In the middle of the race, you got to figure out how to keep going. A 500-mile race car is only designed to go 510 miles. Why would they design it to go more? We have the equivalent now of an 800-mile race that you're in. That if your life expectancy is extended, the goal is not to be towed over the finish line. And if that's true, if we can get people to understand that this is the do-it-yourself, then you want to know how to do it the right way. So here we go. This, until just a month ago, was the oldest living human being on the face of the earth, from Montana. He passed away and handed that title to a woman in Brazil. Walter was really a card. Here's what he told the interviewer from the news. Walter's 3 secrets: whiskey, wild women, and did anybody hear what the last one was? You ready? A great sense of humor. So here's Walter giving you his wisdom at age 114. Here's what he said: stay active in the body and mind. Don't eat too much and be good to people. Volunteering. We'll talk about the engagement theory, and that's one of the reasons I love the name of this organization, Engage in Community, because the engagement theory out of Illinois has shown that when humans engage as a group to accomplish something that's challenging, their brains are healthier. Walter understood that. Now we've got a new champion. She's second in the world, first in the U.S. Bess Cooper from Georgia is one of the ones we're watching, and we're trying to learn from them. We have examples of people who are now called super centenarians. We're studying how they did it. We're studying Bess. And here's the world champ right now from Brazil, 114. And the lady in the corner, I couldn't find a photograph of her, but she lives in Cresswell, Oregon. She's 114 as well. Maybe Oregon will have a world champion. But you know the all-time champion? I'll introduce you to her, Jean Calment. Jean Calment was a lady in France born in 1875. She actually witnessed the Eiffel Tower being built, and she died in 1997. So who wants to do the math? 122 years old. This is her during the Depression at age 60. What if you were told with a crystal ball that at age 60, you're not even halfway through your lifetime? Here's somebody who quietly lived her life. Everybody knew her. She was in Arles, France her entire life and rode a bicycle till she was past 100 and lived a vigorous, active life. This is her on her 117th birthday. And it was because the town decided we had better celebrate her because, you know, she is Guinness World Champion by years. She broke the record at 114, 15, 16, and at 117, they had a huge celebration, and the reporters came in, and around the globe, the reporters got their sound bites, because this was a woman who could remember Vincent van Gogh. She met him. She could remember the Eiffel Tower. And one of the elements of her brain was how sharp it was. The answers weren't all just canned up. She was trying to figure out to be witty and to be wise at the same time. One young reporter came up after all the filming was done, walked up to her and said, "Madam Calment, it's been a pleasure talking to you. I just want to personally wish you a happy birthday, and I'll be back next year." She hung onto his hand, looked him up and down, and said, I suppose so. You look pretty healthy to me. And I'll tell you, when that was reported in the Paris newspapers, all the gerontologists stood up and took note. That's the attitude. That's it. And she did make it to 18, 19, to 122. Look at her dress here. See her dress? There she is, backstage. She gave up smoking at about 120, not because of her health. She never inhaled anyway. She fashionably smoked 2 cigarettes a day and figured that now that it's out of fashion, she didn't want to be behind the times. But Madame Calmette also had something that's a gift. See these 2 little girls? I hope they live to be past 100 and can remember someone that they talked to and met who saw the Eiffel Tower being born. And that's what I call the legacy contact. The youngsters can contact with someone who's 100 and something plus and get that emotional feel that they'll transfer to someone else. And that's the legacy of not shutting people out when they turn 50, 80, 90, 100, but to value what they've got.